We ready to play with a little fire, gentlemen?
We are ready to play with
Everybody
fire.
ready to play with a little fire?
I'm going to take that as a big old yes.
I take that as a yes. Awesome. Thank you, sir. So, Matt, maybe you could introduce yourself.
That's right. Good morning, everybody. So excited to have everyone. I'm Food Fanatic chef Matthew Dean, and I'm here with my good buddy Michael Dulek and we're both from the Streeter division. Super excited to have everybody sitting up here. Super excited to have everybody else out there on the show floor, too.
Whoa. Streeter. Nice. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. I want to just tell you we have a great concept to show you today. We're excited to be in front of you all.
So what we're going to talk about today is something that's near and dear to my heart.
Johnny.
We're going to talk about urban comfort food. And urban comfort food is this like little upspin on classic comfort food. And that's kind of where we're going to take it today. We're going to talk about two different magazine articles, two different Food Fanatic magazine articles. The first one comes from our summer edition. It's all about playing with fire. So we're going to talk about how to incorporate smoke and fire into an awesome dish. We're going to be doing some smoked creamy polenta as a little up twist on some grits. We have a fire braised beef bone-in short rib. And then we're also going to do something with some biscuits, which also happens to be the cover on the new fall magazine.
I'm telling you, it's biscuits.
Biscuits. Woo! So it's actually a smoked blue cheese, bourbon bacon, buttermilk biscuit fritter.
Sounds amazing. And you know, speaking
of biscuits,
fritters, we actually have some for y'all to try. How about that?
So, Mike, why don't you go ahead and pass those out?
Let me pass them out. You know, with a great new menu item like this, we have to really incorporate a great sell, right? And that's really why I'm here today with you guys.
Yeah, so, you know, when we're here on the show floor today, there's a lot of different components going on, right? We have a lot going on here. So Food Fanatics is this look into the crystal ball. What is going to be the next hottest trends? Everybody knows what is on trend. We can look at social media. We can look in all magazines and TV. We can see what is on trend. But the big question is, what is going to be the next trend? So that's what we try to do with the Food Fanatics program, the magazine, online, foodfanatics.com, on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. So the show floor out here is all your products. These are all the products, the new and innovative products that are going to help get that job done. But there was something missing until about a couple years ago. The thing that was missing was, how do we actually physically do it? How do we promote the food? How do we do it consistently? That's when we introduce our restaurant operation consultants, the value-added services section that's over here. That's the third component to this.
Absolutely. We like to really focus on inspiring your menus, right? Optimizing your operations, and we're focused on attracting more customers, right? Bringing more people through the front door. So if you make sure that you're stopping over by the We Help You Make It value-added service section of the show today to really focus on your operation with us.
So looking at urban comfort food, let's dive into that a little bit more. So really it's taking this peasant style, just comfort food that we're all used to eating, and adding stuff and doing stuff to it to just make it freaking awesome so we can put it on the menu and, you know what, give our customers, our guests, our end diners a little bit better experience, as well as help make you guys a little bit more money, because we all want to make more money, right?
It's all about the money.
Awesome. So I think we need a volunteer, don't we?
Hey, I think we absolutely need to get this party started and get a volunteer from the audience. Who wants to come up? All right. How do we say no to that?
How do we
say no to that? Woo.
So while he's coming, while our volunteer's coming up, I'm going to get smoking here because we're talking about fire, right? So here I have a smoking gun. Smoking gun, this actually turns wood chips into smoke.
Look at that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm smoking some cream.
It's that easy.
It was bubbling and it's smoking. This is fun. Don't call the fire marshal. So as you can see, we are adding smoke into the food. So what's your name? Steven. Chef Matt, here, I'm going to elbow bump you there.
Steven, we do
come
elbow
on over
bumps
here,
up
Steven. I'm going to turn this off. We don't want to set off the smoke alarm.
Do you guys smell that smoke?
So we're using applewood here. So we smoked some applewood. I have a wonderful job for you because I like to talk, and as I talk, I burn stuff. So here I have polenta. I've already started it here. We're in the finishing stages, so we're kind of like kicking up grits. So we're going to do a smoked cream polenta. So this is just a little bit of cream that we added some applewood smoke to. And then I'm going to do a little bit here. Go ahead and stir that in. As that thickens up, go ahead a little bit more and just keep on rolling. And I got a cool and awesome prize for you at the end. So what we did, we added the smoked flavor. First we went from grits to polenta, then we added smoked flavor. It kind of makes that dish really, you know, we get straight talk here. We're all adults. It makes the food really sexy looking, right? So
absolutely.
So really the next thing is, you know, with that trend is like, how do we differentiate ourselves?
Right, and that's really where the restaurant operations come in, right? We need to take these great menu items that these chefs are creating and your culinary operators are creating within your restaurants, and we need to take it to the next level. By inspiring your menu, we actually look at costing out that menu, right? We want to make sure that everything you have on that menu is profitable. And we do that with a tool called Menu Profit Pro, which you can learn more about at the value-added booth over here. But pretty much what this tool does is it gives you two main components. It's going to give you that consistency of the recipe, and it's going to ensure that each menu item you have on your menu is creating that profit level that you need to be at to be a successful operator.
I couldn't agree more. And you know what we really have is this wedge has been driven between the independent restaurants and chain restaurants. And through Menu Profit Pro, we can help you guys drive consistency amongst your staffs. And with consistency comes, higher margins, and more margins at the end of the year makes you more money. So.
Great.
All right,
what do we got next?
Next, we're going to be talking about the short ribs here. So first, I want to talk about the seasoning and the rub that I'm going to be doing here, and then I'm going to talk to you about the ribs. So I'm switching stuff up on you a little bit here.
No,
sorry.
we're all good.
So the first seasoning we're using, this is a Japanese seasoning, and I always mispronounce it, but you'll know what I'm talking about. It's Tagashari seasoning. There's a little bit of sesame in here. There's a little bit of hemp seed in here. Shh, don't tell anyone about that. We also got some poppy seeds, so we're going to get that. I have some ancho chili seasoning because we're going to do a little east meets southwest, and then I have some chipotle powder. Some instant espresso.
Espresso.
And I want a little bit more of a little peppery kick, so we got some black pepper.
Woo.
So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this into here, and then let me quickly pull out our short rib. So there's a couple different types of short ribs. You could use a short rib, which we call a 123, which actually comes off of like the prime rib, the primal region. Going to be a little bit more of a long bone. I prefer this one. This is actually from the Chuck short rib. This is a 130. There are 4 bones on here. You also see a bigger meat cap on here. So this is what you'll usually see when I've seen like the barbecue articles and magazines on TV. They have those monster beef ribs. That's kind of what we're going at, but we're not smoking. We're actually going to do a fire braise.
Awesome.
So this is going to be awesome. So I'm going to work on getting this seasoned up here. And
that's fantastic. Yep. I'm going to tell you guys, this is another great
Slippery.
opportunity to really bring your front of the house into the back of the house. When you think about creating these new menu ideas here, how are you implementing this to the front of the house? Are you tasting these items with your serving staff? Are you showing them that there's espresso powder, chipotle powder? These are great descriptive words to help make that initial sell to your guest, right? The more the server knows about these new great items, the more powerful of a seller they'll be out on the floor for you.
And that's awesome. And thinking about that, it's all about beer. It's all about upselling our liquor sales. Hi, Jason. My buddy Jason out there. So when we're doing the server training, and we know we got Chipotle, we know we got the espresso powder in there, how about we pair it with maybe coming into a fall, some good lagers or some stouts?
Yep, absolutely.
So you think about that, 2 drinks for that cover per night. If I can get an extra $2 out of them, multiply that every night, every week, every month, every year, that starts to add up just because we can speak to some of these ingredients that are in here. So,
well, that's starting to look amazing.
Now, normally I would like to actually put this dry rub on here, and I would let this sit in the walk-in uncovered for about 24 hours to 48 hours. You'll kind of let that air cure. And what it's doing is going to set up a nice, beautiful skin on the outside. But for the sake of time here, I'm not going to make you sit here for 2 days. Put a little bit of clarified butter on here, and then if you can pull those tongs out of there for me. It might be a little warm. We won't burn you, I promise. All right, so we got a nice hot pan here. We're going to get this going here. So what we want to do is we're going to start caramelizing these spices. We want them to toast. It's going to kind of get this nice little smoke effect going on here. And then, but I kind of need a little bit more. We need something more. We need some like fire or something.
I actually brought a friend to help with that fire part over here, and his name is Jack. Everybody know Jack?
You brought Jack to the party, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, so
let's see what we got here.
We're gonna add some
Let's
Jack
incorporate
to the party.
that fire.
Yeah, here we go. Come over here too.
Woo!
So now people are always asking, why do we want to do this? If we were doing this in the back of the house, is this just for show? No, it's not for show. So alcohol burns at a lower or a higher temperature than, what an electric pan would do. Higher, right? Higher. Alcohol burns at a high temperature. So what this is going to do is this is going to help us achieve more caramelization, burnt finger hairs, and it's part of me here. Flip that over. So as you can see here, we got nice caramelization coming on the top side. We're going to get more caramelization on the bottom side. That alcohol is going to help do additional searing of the meat. It's a Maillard effect. And what that does is when heat meets meat at a high temperature, it starts to caramelize the proteins, the aminos, and you start to get that nice caramelization flavor. The meat starts to change and do a bunch of happy stuff. So now we have to finish cooking it. So this is where we get the fire involved in it, and now we got to do the braising portion. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in a good beer here, and we're going to add it to the pan. And then we would cover this with foil, and this would go away into the oven about 275 degrees for about 5 hours, or until when you go in there with a little paring knife and you get the meat, that knife between the meat and the bone, and it starts to come away very gently and easily, you know that that's going to be ready to go. And then we can do one of two things. I can hold it on the line for service and kind of treat it like prime rib and cut and carve, or we can cool it down. We can actually portion cut it and then go ahead and re-warm it back up to order on the line. So it wouldn't take long, just a couple minutes on a side, maybe finish it with a glaze.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
So we're gonna go like we're gonna pretend like we're putting this here into the oven.
There it goes into the oven. You guys, this is a
gonna
great
be
call
our
out too. When you
secret
have
oven over
something
here.
like that flame coming up, right? Why not take a video of that and post it on social media, right? Bring that to life. Bring those customers through the door. Tell them what you're doing in the back of the house through social media. Bring that to life in the front of the house, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's this kind of like, there's another barrier, between the front of the house diners and what's going on in the back of the kitchen. I think it's a disconnect sometimes, because when the servers bring out the great food, they're bringing out plated items, they're bringing out like meals and menu items. But what about the ingredients and what went into it? So being able to bring that to life really kind of connects this like younger group to really what it is truly that they're eating. Especially if you have a cool story, you got cool meat, cool spices, cool seasonings, special produce or whatever else that you might be trying to feature.
Absolutely. So what do we got next here, Matt?
All right, we are moving on to these biscuit fritters that we were talking about
What do
earlier.
you guys think of those biscuits?
So,
yeah?
The new magazine, you've seen these magazine covers sitting here around the show floor today. We're talking about different things that you can do with biscuits. So biscuits, they've been around for generations, right? So what we're going to do is we're taking some shortcuts because we need to drive consistency. You can make scratch biscuits all day, but at the end of the day, we need to be simple and we need to keep our labor tight. So we got our buttermilk biscuit mix. And we got some bacon. I got our smoked blue cheese in here already. Going to put a little bit of dried parsley flakes. And then we're going to add just a little bit of, I have buttermilk and water. And then we're just going to mix this together.
Consistency is probably one of those important things in the restaurant operation. Do you agree, Matt?
I agree completely.
It really is.
And this is as simple as it is. All you do is you mix this together. You need to let this sit for about a half hour. And then you're just going to drop this down into the fryer for a 350-degree fryer. Give it just about 2 minutes to let it set up. After it sets up, you can take those out and then finish them off in the oven, just like baking a regular biscuit. Awesome. You can do those to order, and then you're going to have these little bourbon bacon, smoked blue cheese, buttermilk biscuits.
Come on, how could you not market that, right?
That's fun, right?
Awesome. So. I was actually taking some photos.
You were taking photos.
And the reason is, again, I can't stress enough bringing that prep, that recipe to life on social media. Where else can you reach thousands of people with a click of a button? And we also have a great value-added service, Hootsuite, which is a social media manager where you can actually post 3 to 4 to 5 to 10 different sites, right? Post social media from one location from Hootsuite. And you'll learn more about that at the We Help You Make It in the value-added section.
Well, we are looking absolutely beautiful over here. How about a big round of applause for our volunteer?
Yeah, right?
Steven, thank you very much here. And for volunteer today from our friends from Dexter Russell, got a nice stainless steel sushi knife for you.
Very nice.
You go back and cut up some sushi for the menu.
Although his arm might be a little tired, so be careful with that knife.
Thanks for coming up and playing today. So, all right, so what it is, I actually want to show you what this finished product is going to look like here because it's very simple. It's still comfort food, but it's an urban comfort food. It's a little bit of an up twist. So we have this nice creamy polenta. Not grits, this is polenta. We got the smoked cream in here. So we're going to get this right here onto the plate. Does anybody have any biscuits left out there? Let me get some of those up here. I thought I gave them all away. That would be bad. We got to complete our dish. All right, so we got our nice smoked cream polenta. So and here's that finished rib product. See how that changed? Got that nice draw, how the meat drawed up on the bone. How beautiful that looks now. So what we're going to do is, what I like to actually do is, I'm going to start with the smaller end. I'm going to hold this up here for the camera. So as you can see, it kind of tapers down. Here, right here, it's going to be smaller. Here, it gets thicker. If you start on the thicker end, by the time you get down here, you're going to have nothing left. So start on the small side, and you got to kind of eyeball to get your portions. We're going to go through, make that cut. Now what you could do too is you could put a nice finishing glaze on this. But yeah, there it is. We're just going to set this right on top of our dish. And then we're just going to hit this with just a little bit of some parsley. And some of our smoked blue cheese, bourbon, bacon biscuits. fritters right on the side. So this is our urban comfort food dish. So this is not just a boneless beef short rib, with the grits or with the mashed potatoes. We elevated every element of it, and with no extra labor, we drove consistency, and it's going to get us some more attention, get us some more profitability.
I'm going to show you guys a really cool trick now. When you're taking pictures of these great dishes,
upside down?
I've got my phone upside down. Believe it or not,
Just drinking the Jack.
I'm going to tell you something. When I learned this, it blew my mind. When we're taking a photo of your dishes, right, we're taking it upright, I challenge you to really flip it upside down. And what this is going to do is you're able to get better angles, and you're also changing the aperture behind the photo, right? So you're really bringing that dish to life. So definitely when you're doing this, it's important. The better the picture that you're posting to Instagram, the more hits you're going to get, the better followers. And when you're creating dishes like this, I'm telling you, the upside down phone is the way to go.
And that was the queen version. This is the king version here. I think we're ready to serve the food over here in the interactive kitchen.
Absolutely.
When you're down there, scan the QR code. You can get this recipe and all the other ones you've seen up here on the stage. This is your innovation area. Products, you got to check out all what's new and happening, and don't forget to stop at the value-added services to really kind of find out really how to get it done. And remember, our magazine, the new one, is coming out. It's actually live right now here on the show floor. You can pick it up today, but the content is always coming out and streaming live at foodfanatics.com or on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow us at Food Fanatics.
Absolutely, guys. And again, if you have not had a restaurant operations consultant into your location, I highly recommend you get with your salesperson to get that scheduled out. And please come meet with us over here at the show today. And again, thank you for being with us, and thank you for coming to Food Fanatic Live.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you.